warm on an icy cold day. Skin is our armor that's with us for life. So be sure to be careful with the sharp knife. Skin is just skin and works the same way, no matter who you are, no matter what day. It can't make you funny or fast on your feet, able to dance or sing to a beat. Skin doesn't decide if you grow a little or a lot, strong or weak, smart or not. Skin shouldn't have power to tell me about you. I must get to know you to learn what is true. There's no other story to tell about skin. It is what it is on my chinny chin chin. I wrote this book when I realized that we don't talk about race. And when I say we, I mean white people. We don't talk about race. And when I had my children, and with my husband, I talk about race now. And I talk about race a lot. And when I find myself as a white mother raising black children, and my children, of course, half of me, but in our society, they're looked at as black. So as a white woman raising children of color, black children, I find that a lot of my discussions are talking my children back or up or out of the ignorance of people who have not talked about race. So I wanted to write this book to give white people, white parents, white grandparents, anyone who's around children, an opportunity to begin the conversation, because it's hard. We've never talked about these things. At least I haven't. And I think my dad, who's in the back row, who supports me wholeheartedly, and my family and my children, and I love him very much. I think when I introduced my husband, well, I actually didn't introduce my husband to my father. I just told him about my husband, or my boyfriend. Wow. You don't want to do that, Michelle. You don't want to do that. There's going to be problems. It's going to be issues. It's just going to be hard. And what I didn't realize what he was saying is it's going to be hard because white people don't talk about race. And so my message is that it's okay. It's okay to talk about race because race is everywhere. We are white. That's our race. And we have other people who have been characterized as other races in our society and categorized and put into these 4 or 5 designations, if you will. But it doesn't define any of us. It doesn't define you when you talk about cloning and creating another you. There is no other you. And to look at you as a white woman, if you identify as white, I'm some presuming, that doesn't tell me about you. I must get to know you to learn what is true. But how do I feel that comfort? When I'm staring at Serena and her family, when you're staring at me and my children, how can I feel comfortable to have that discussion and talk to you, to get to know you, so I don't have to stare. And I feel that the importance when we raise our children, from the minute that they're born, we need to tell them about the society we've created that truly is not the society that we are. Because we cannot classify ourselves into a color or into a word. As individuals, I am more than that. My children are more than that. And if you just see them as black boys, you are missing out on the most amazing human beings that ever entered my life. And I feel the passion to talk to everyone, but specifically my white people, to feel comfortable in having these conversations. It's hard, we're going to mess up, and we're going to hurt sometimes, but we have to move through that in order to get to a place where we don't have the staring, where we have an understanding, where we have a true sense of who we are. Because I feel like if my children don't reach their human potential, if they are not able to become who they're supposed to be but hide behind the stairs, and are somehow run to me for acknowledgement of who they are, to undo all of the ignorance and all of the questions that are asked of them and about them and assumed of them, then we have lost as a humanity. We have truly lost if my children don't reach their human potential. And obviously I mean that for everyone. So my goal in writing this book is to begin that conversation, to start by talking about what skin is and what skin isn't, what skin does and what skin doesn't do. Now the reality is skin does a lot in this country, and it gives white people a lot. Okay, so I get that. And I'm going to use that whiteness that I have and the privilege that I have and what I've learned to make a difference for my children and for your children, grandchildren, stepdaughter, and everyone in humanity, because we are all humans. And collectively, we want to be understood, like your story talked about. You want to be able to be who you are and say what you say without being judged, or without being thought of that you mean something else. So I think that tonight was amazing to have these stories, because they really sort of resonated with me in my journey, and I am just hopeful that I made sense, and that I hope that we can begin to feel safe as white people to begin these conversations. And hopefully my book can be a tool, and if not, I can give you other resources and be an ally if you need someone to talk to